Hi, Carl here for ProVTV, and today I'm going to give you a quick little run through of Atomos's new lineup of very colourful broadcast converters. This is their Connect family. And these are essentially broadcast converters. They take one signal and turn it into another signal, whether that's HDMI to SDI, SDI to HDMI, fiber to SDI, whether you need to embed timecode, whether you need to split a signal, repeat a signal. There's probably something here for you. Now, this is quite a crowded market in the industry at the moment. There's some very well established players making broadcast converters, from AJA to Blackmagic. And Atomos are the new people in this game. But I think there's something that Atomos have done which really does make them stand apart. I mean, obviously other than painting them very bright colours. I think they've really hit the nail on the head when it comes to the balance between price point and reliability and durability. Because obviously things like this, when they're in the broadcast industry, need to be incredibly reliable. But they also are going into these huge orders, and you're normally buying several of these at once, and so they do need to be affordable. Every penny counts. And so finding that balance is really important, and I think Atomos have really hit the nail on the head. These are very strong, very sturdy. They're all metal construction. They've got these lovely mounting plates on the side, which you can screw off, by the way. These just come off. These aren't fixed on all the time, but they do make it very easy to mount it onto surfaces, onto the back of monitors or something like that. And they run cool during use, which is also important because some of the competitors' ones do get really quite warm during use, whereas these seem to run quite cool, which is very nice. And they're actually quite advanced as well. You can connect any of these to a PC and open up Atomos's own software called Connect OS to enable the more advanced features of all of these. Another really nice little point is that they all use a full-size locking DC port for the power. They can be run off USB powers, or at least most of these can be run off USB power, but they do give you that option for full-size DC ports, and they do include a cable in the box with each one. And I think that's really important. If you're on set and you're using these, whether you're powering a video village, or you're powering big monitors, or you're at an event and you're driving the monitors at the side of the event, or even if you've just got an external recorder and you're converting from one signal to another, if the power goes from this, it can really cause major problems. The last thing you want is someone walking past Video Village, kicking out a cable and killing the signal for the entirety of your video feeds. And that's what can happen if you don't have a locking power cable. I think that is a small touch, but a really important one. So all of these colours are for more than just aesthetic reasons. They do symbolise the functions of each of these converters. Now obviously there's a bit of overlap with these. I mean, most of these connectors do several functions. You'll find that they repeat and they split and they scale it all in one unit. But broadly speaking, Atomos have tried to break it down into these categories to make the whole lineup that little bit easier to understand. So the red ones are your more ordinary converters. They just simply take one signal and convert it into the other one. The blue ones are more of a connection hub, where they can have several different sorts of connectors. The yellow ones are a scaler, so they'll scale resolutions as well as converting the signal. And the green ones are sync ones, so they will add genlock and timecode and jam that into your footage. The black ones are a splitter, so they'll take one SDI to go to 4 identical SDI sources. And the white ones are a repeater, so that you can repeat that signal again and again to go longer distances with your SDI connections. So there's too many products in the range to go through in detail in a video like this, but I thought we'd finish by just picking out some of the real highlight ones. And as with any of these converter companies, the most popular options are definitely this real simple HDMI to SDI and SDI to HDMI converters, which are these ones here, these red ones. And so these are very popular. These are the monitoring connections that we all use every single day when we're filming. And it allows you to convert from SDI to HDMI or the other way around with the other one. And so obviously you get all the normal advantages of these systems that we've already talked about, the build quality, the fact that they run cool, the locking DC port, but A nice little touch with these ones is that they actually have a second SDI output on them. So take this for example, this is the SDI to HDMI converter. You've got an SDI in and you've got a HDMI out there. But you've also, it's very common to see one SDI loop through so that your SDI connection doesn't get interrupted while you're able to take a HDMI feed out. But you actually get two outputs here for SDI. So that gives you 3 monitors which you can power just off of this one little converter, 2 SDI ones and 1 HDMI one. So in a way, even these little converters act as almost a mini version of this next most popular product. This is the split, and it takes 1 SDI feed and turns it into 4 SDI feeds. That's identical SDI feeds. And we talk about this a lot with customers that are doing any sort of video village work, or they need to take a feed, whether that's an SDI straight from your camera, or whether that's from a wireless system like a Switch or a Teradek, something like that, and need to chuck it to several monitors. If they're doing events and they've got big screens up, or maybe they're installed in a fixed system like a church or something like that, and they want screens around the side. Or video village, you've got your director of photography, you've got your director, you've got your client, and you want each one of them to have their own monitor. Well, this is what you need. It's very, very simple and quick and easy to do that. The other most popular one that we've seen interest in is the repeater. And this is a very, very simple SDI repeater. SDI can only travel 200 meters before the signal starts to weaken. And so really, if you need to go further than 200 meters, say you're doing a large event, something like that, and you need to take the video feed all the way back to the vision mixer, you need things like these. These are powered repeaters which amplify the signal, means you can connect multiple SDI cables together and run that signal as far as you need to. They're very, very simple, very, very reliable, really nice little product. So if you want to know anything more about any of this lineup, you can of course ask us, ask our sales team, and we'll let you know and answer any questions you may have. You can leave a comment down below in the comment section and I'll get back to you, or the links to the product pages for all of these are in the description down below. So if you want to buy any of them, please do get in touch with the ProV sales team. And if you've got any questions, just leave them in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.